Okay, this shook me. 60 Minutes. I watched this last night. America's Dirty Little Secret. Now, this is down south, and here 60 Minutes is going about sewage, and it's not good.
It's hard to imagine that on the eve of 2022, many Americans still live without sanitary sewage systems. Not only that, in many cases, impoverished residents are breaking state laws by piping untreated waste directly from their homes onto the ground. I have seen things like this in Haiti and parts of Southeast Asia. I've never seen anything like this in the United States.
That's why we call it America's dirty secret.
All right, these people are forgotten. This breaks my heart, man. So I started to think to myself, if we could just get this free energy going, and they could have some ability to pump some of this and have some energy to do the things that they need to do. These people are lost because they have no energy. If they could get free energy, that would just change the whole spectrum of everything. I can't imagine being in these kind of situations. It's very, very upsetting to me lately. I'm getting, it's very hard to see the truth of the reality of the world that we live in. And it's hard. Okay, the Department of Energy is explaining muons. I have shown muons, and I will show them to you again. And they weigh 207 times as much as electrons. Okay, and the only thing they've ever seen is the electrons. They've never seen the muons. I can show you the muons, and they could be very well right. All right, here's exactly what they're talking about. The muons come from muon neutrinos. Electron showers, this white stuff, comes from electron neutrinos. Those are the two neutrinos in the muon and the electron they were just talking about. And the muon, they say, is 207 times heavier than the electron, and that's very possible. The black balls are the muons. The white is the electron showers. And here it is as it's manifesting itself. Okay, this is a red laser. Whoops. It's a red laser. And this is about as much as it would ever do until we put it through a venturi, which is this right here. It forced the particle, which is a particle, light is particles, and it forced it to accelerate and explode at the venturi and actually divide, as I just showed you, the black and the white. And here's where the black and the white started. That's what a photon is. It's two black balls attached to two white balls. It's two bar magnets, a bar magnet here and a bar magnet there. That's all it is. And sometimes the white is down and sometimes the white is up. And that's what they call the muon oscillation, flipping the spin, up and down spin, that type of thing. Now, so we've seen what a standard laser would be. That's it, right? There's a magnetic field surrounding the particle, which we know is a particle. That field surrounds it, and it's pushing on every other particle, and it's pushing on every other gas, which has all of its particles too. That's why they glow. This shows that Einstein's not right. You can accelerate light. You can slow light down too. Here's the blue, and the blue is coming in accelerated, and here it is slowing down. So light speeds up, it slows down, it's a particle which creates a wave because of its field effect around the particle. Alright, so you know now that we can separate the black from the white, which means we have separated something that's 207 times more powerful. This is the laser, this is the venturi, this is the showers. This is the harvester, and we could take that, send it down, send a little bit back to keep our laser going, and harvest the rest to do whatever we want with it. And this is the kind of a device you would be able to carry around, something like this. No grid required, nothing. You carry this around, you plug in 110, 220, DC, AC, it wouldn't matter. And this size of a device, if this is correct, and it's adding 207 times, and you don't need much of a distance in here, these very, very small, and if it was designed correctly, I believe this right here could easily run a pump a well or for a sewage disposal system, or to bring it down to where it could be collectively picked up. Or, I don't know about the sewage. I'm trying to think of a way you could use the power, but you could certainly use it for vehicles and for all the other things that require energy and everything, plus the heating, the air conditioning, fans, lighting. You could grow crops under lights using this kind of technology. And again, the product to do this is almost free. Lasers are a dime a dozen. And all we'd have to do, we could put a whole slew of them on, through a whole slew of Venturis, picking up a whole slew of electron neutrinos or muon neutrinos or whatever we're going to collect out of there, and sending them through to do a job. And there is no question whatsoever. Nobody can miss the fact that that is an enormous increase in energy. This is what we started with, almost negligible energy. And this is what we ended up with over here. Look at that. This is the separation of particles. That's called fission. This is the bringing back together. That's called fusion. That is desktop cold fusion. And you can see this is literal. Well, it's atomic energy, basically. If we could put this in the hands of, and this can't hurt you. There's no danger here whatsoever. This is light we're working with. We're not working with the big heavy particles like they do in these nuclear reactors. Those things are like hand grenades. These are light. This is light. And it comes back together instantaneously. We just have to put something right in here to harvest it back before it quite gets back together. And then we run it through our device and then it'll get back together. But in the meantime, we just created all kinds of energy, driving a car, airplanes, motors, air conditioning. In these disasters like this tornado, to be able to run out there with a couple of these things that are here and there and be able to plug in all kinds of equipment to it, that would be pretty nice to have. And again, no infrastructure required, no telephone poles and lines and broadcast towers and all that business. It's all right here. Click. Away she goes. All right, I know I've shown this a multitude of times, but this is so important for you to understand. If we could separate the black from the white, look at the increase in energy from what we started with. We could almost see nothing, and then all of a sudden you have this. And this is exactly what CERN and Fermilab want. This muon is supposed to increase the energetic value of the particles 207 times. That means you have an astronomical amount of excess energy from this interaction. And the cost to produce this interaction is almost nothing. All right, now I'm not just talking about finding a new particle, that's fine, but I'm talking about being able to harvest that particle and turn it into electricity, into a device you could carry around in your hand like this, and have enough energy in this box to power a house or a car or whatever. This is an unbelievable amount of electrical energy that could be harvested in a very, very small area, I believe. And I could be wrong, but I'd love to have somebody figure it out. I am too old and I don't have time to do this. I can't do this myself. I've shown the principle is viable, I believe. If somebody could do this, it would be wonderful. I'm certainly willing to assist to the best of my ability, but I don't have that much ability anymore. I could tell you how it works. After that, somebody's going to have to develop it and produce it and get it out to people that need it. And people that need this everywhere. This could run pumps and everything else. I was watching a thing about sewage down south, in the South America, United States. It's absolutely horrifying. Now, if they could get a little device like this that could power some kind of little pump to filter, I don't know how they would use this stuff. But you could use this in disaster areas, in cars, and virtually everywhere to stop the issues that we have with all kinds of destruction of the environment due to the way we're handling energy consumption. It's really terrible. And this opens up a vast new area of jobs and things that could be done, because once you have energy, you do anything you want.